Now it's time for our GB News People's Poll. Now, this week, we've been asking you about gender. And a vast majority of you said that 16-year-olds are too young to change their gender. 41% completely agreed that that is too young, whilst 8% said they completely disagreed. We can also reveal that 22% of the public strongly support the government's blocking of the controversial gender reform bill. So with me now is Kellie-Jay Keen, founder of Standing for Women. Kelly, are the majority right to think that 16 is too young?
Absolutely. I'm surprised it wasn't 100%.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know who the 8% were, but yeah, very odd, isn't it? So what, in your view, why do you think that this bill is kind of being reformed by the Scottish people, and in particular Nicola Sturgeon, SNP party, who want to bring this bill to the forefront when no one was really talking about it?
I think she might see it as some sort of legacy. I think she might see herself in this position of the most virtue signalling leader. Of course, she's competing with Biden, Trudeau, and the newly resigned Ardern. So I can only think it's really bad reasons. I can't think of a single good reason why anybody would want children, minors, to change their sex at all. I mean, frankly, I don't think anybody should, but certainly not under 18s. It's absolutely preposterous.
And it's a worrying thing that people keep going on about saying, well, it's only a tiny minority. But in my view, it isn't a tiny minority. Surely this idea that at 16 you can do this and you don't even need any sort of medical referral, so nobody even needs to see you, that you can then go and do that, and potentially you can do that legally as well. Doesn't this open the floodgates to actually any predator?
Well, it's not just the whole idea of safeguarding and predators is deeply concerning, and we do see the most vile violence anytime I try and speak publicly with women who want to just talk about this issue. Maybe they've lost children to this cult or whatever their connection is with this. Might have lost their jobs, being compelled to speak. We get really aggressive opposition trying to stop women talking. And this is bolstered and emboldened by the fact that the state has got involved with something that isn't really a state issue. It's not up to the Scottish government to affirm people in something that frankly isn't true.
Well, Kellie-Jay, stay there. I've got Ben Habib with me. Ben, what's your view on that? Because ultimately this feels like a divisive ploy to break up the union again, to create division. I don't think it actually has any genuine roots in actually wanting to help trans people.
Yeah, well, I think you're absolutely 92%. I mean, I don't know why, as you say, it wasn't 100%. 92% don't want this. So if politicians are taking their lead from popular demand, it's not wanted. But that's typical, isn't it? I don't want to use the word woke lightly and as a throwaway term, but this is a typical woke issue. This is an issue that does affect a minority of people, but they're enforcing their will on the majority. And in doing so, they inculcate division. It's the same with BLM. We were discussing this in the break. You know, it's the same with all these other minority issues that are promoted almost to sort of as if it's an existential threat to the way communities operate. And in doing that, they drive their agenda home. They inculcate division, and that's the aim, of course. You know, they all have perhaps different ultimate goals, but ultimately it's damaging the union, it's damaging, you know, society, and it's the promotion, just to repeat myself, the promotion of minority rights at the expense often of the majority, and that is wrong.
Well, it's at the expense of women. Kellie-Jay Keen, final word to you. How do you see this should go forward? Do you think they should scrap it all together, or do you feel there is some relevance to some of the changes there? What's your thoughts, final thoughts to you?
I think we should totally scrap any idea that somebody can legally change their sex in any shape or form. That's my view. I think the UK government now, as a whole, needs to get rid of the Gender Recognition Act. Let's just get rid of it all. No more legal fictions. That would be good for women.
Thank you very much. Very, very decisive. Kellie-Jay Keen, lovely to talk to you.